Hi everybody, my name's Sloan and I'm back with this week's astrology update. We have an update from December 17th until the 23rd of December, right up until the Christmas rush and then the silence before the storm on Christmas morning. Okay, so what does this week look like for us astrologically? Well, we start off the week on December 17th with an Aries moon, which means every single one of us will have more energy than normal, be in a hurry, and be exceptionally active and action-oriented, which is super great for the week before Christmas because probably 99.999% of us still have shopping to do. Okay, I'll speak for myself. I have shopping to do, so I need to focus on it. But this week we start off with an Aries moon, and adding to it that the Aries moon is in conjunction with Uranus in Aries. This gives us all a basic push in the direction we need. So if there's action we need to have taken, we will do it at the beginning of the week. So this week has us all starting off really quickly. Now on Tuesday, we're going into a more centered and softer, although controlled, regimented sign of Taurus. So the moon will be in Taurus for us, and it's going to stay that way for the next 2.5 days. So what does that mean? Well, a Taurus moon is all things chocolate, cashmere, and yummy. So things that we love to do. It's also focused on getting its lists completed. So Taurus loves to write down lists, plan, prepare, focus. So this means people will be doing things like cutting up their food, getting their salad ready, getting their guest list ready, making sure that they have stockings for all of the little kids coming to visit. Whatever it is, the Taurus moon actually will move things in that direction. So keep in mind though, this week we are building towards the sun going out of Sagittarius and into Capricorn, and a full moon in Cancer the day after the sun jumps into Capricorn. Okay, so what do we have after the Taurus moon? Of course, we have a Gemini moon. Now what happens towards the end of the week? The end of the week, we are full of communication and conversation, and it's going to be completely neighborhood filled, people filled, action oriented, probably hit the bars, hit the malls, hit everywhere we can go in order to focus on friendships, communication, and connections. Gemini can never stay put, and with the moon in Gemini, it gets all of us in the festive season. So we're running around, talking to people, having a coffee over here, a drink over here, French fries over there. Once again, I'll speak for myself, French fries over there. We're doing all kinds of things to put us in our neighborhood and all the different environments we can get into so that we can connect with those people. The communication and the conversation is very important, but it's nothing too heavy at this point because the moon is in Gemini. So as we go through that moon in Gemini, we then have on the 21st of December, we have the sun going out of Sagittarius, which is kind of sad because Sagittarius is always so action-oriented, fun, travel. It's just a different kind of quirky energy. So it leads up to the holidays, and it's always been really fun for me because people want to do things. It's when the snow comes out. It's when everything in winter-wise starts to happen. But we have the sun going out of Sagittarius, bye-bye, and then we have it going into Capricorn on the 21st. So what does that mean? Okay, so we know that Sagittarius is the Peter Pans of the zodiac. They are young and they are fun and they love to travel and move, and you can never keep them down, and they strive for the philosophical pursuit of spirituality and what is the meaning of life, but in a really fun way because they love to put themselves in every single environment so they can learn from it. Then we have the sun going into Capricorn, which puts the brakes on to everything because Capricorn is a very serious sign. It's a fun sign, and it gets funner as it gets older. If I can say that, it gets funner as it gets older. So as Capricorns age in life, they have more of a childlike quality. But Capricorn's ruling planet is Saturn, and Saturn is a no-nonsense planet. I actually like the planet of Saturn because it's direct, it's a teacher, and it's here to point us in the direction of our soul purpose. So there's no fucking around with Saturn, and there's no fucking around with Capricorn. So when the sun goes into Capricorn, everything gets very serious in life. It is a serious thing. We are to respond to our environment seriously. We are to focus on things seriously. It's disciplined, work-oriented, hardworking. They don't run around with too many smiles on their face. So what happens during the holiday season? Look what's happening. It's very on par with the planet of Saturn. Saturn is Basically, you reap as you shall sow. That's the theory behind Saturn. And Saturn is a great disciplined taskmaster because it takes away everything that is a distraction and basically builds you up so that you follow the correct path. So at the end of the year, what are we doing when the sun goes into Capricorn? We are basically looking at the year that we just lived in, okay, that we just lived through. We are seeing what needs to change for next year. We are getting rid of things we don't need. So it's like we're doing spring cleaning, but at the end of the year. So if there's things we don't need or want, we will often give them away, donate them, move them in somewhere else. We are also basically going over the way that we proceeded in the past year. And if there's changes that need to be made, we do it on January 1st. These are our New Year's resolutions. That's very, very Saturn and very, very Capricorn. So a resolution like Saturn will remove things that are no longer needed and are distractions for us in the coming year. So this week, when the sun goes into Capricorn, the distractions around us stop. So we stop letting things distract us. And this continues on until the new year. What is coming up right behind the sun in Capricorn? Okay, so get ready for this one because it's going to be a hell of a full moon in Cancer. Capricorn's opposition, where Capricorn is stoic and disciplined and works and continues to work and doesn't matter. The roof can fall in and Capricorn people will continue to work. Capricorn people, sun, moon, or rising, always gonna work, 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 work. So when the full moon is in Cancer, what is Cancer? Okay. Don't pick on me, Cancer people, but when the moon is in Cancer and it's full, oh my God. Okay, so Cancer is ruled by the moon to begin with. Cancer has very much push-pull energy. Cancer wants to be out there and accepted, does not want to be abandoned because their feelings get hurt, but they can't stand their feelings get hurt, so they won't put themselves out there so that you can't abandon them, so they will hide and then tell you that you abandoned them anyway. But the full moon in Cancer is very family focused during this time. So you will find the focus of the Christmas week, especially as the moon goes full, on family and your family circumstance and situation. So it's really quite an interesting thing. It's going to be that circumstance of like, what's going on in my family? Because keep in mind, Capricorn rules the 10th house, Cancer rules the 4th house, and that's the parental axis in the natal chart, regardless of what sign's on the cusp. So we have that energy with the Cancer full moon. It's going to be a very exciting full moon, and it's going to be a full moon that we absolutely are going to get emotionally nuts about. And what you may find happen during the Cancer full moon is you may actually tell family members what you think of them or what you think other people think of them, if I could word it that way, because it's going to be a buildup of energy. The way that I look at the full moon with all of my clients and all the people I talk to is there's some people that react due to their own moon sign 3 days before the moon, and then there's others that react 3 days after. So it's really 3 days before and 3 days after. So you have, so 22nd, 21st, 20th, 19th, and then you have 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. So you have up until Christmas Day. So these people are going to be reacting all week long. Key is to know which person in your family is reacting before or after. And the only way you can do that is by charting the full moons. You will start to notice a pattern with people. I have clients that their family members will call me when the moon is about to go full because they go bananas, and I've got it marked and I know who's who. I don't even have to look at my phone to see who calls because they are so emotional. Now, these are people with a lot of water in their charts and they react to the moon, and they usually have something connected to the Cancer energy. But this Cancer full moon is a very interesting one because it's going to focus on the importance of family and the family unit as a whole. And what is your family? That is the Christmas season anyway. But because the moon is going full, and keep in mind when it's in Cancer, what does Cancer do when they can't express themselves emotionally? They drink, they do drugs, they get in trouble, they do things, that's what they do. So keep an eye on that. It is the Christmas season, and we all know how the government needs to make money, and so they will be out there trying to make money off your sadness and Cancer full moon behavior. Okay, so astrologically, how is this full moon in Cancer going to affect the signs? Let's start with Aries. Okay, Aries, already you have Uranus in your sign in tandem. So this is giving you a little bit of an edge, an oddball edge, we'll just say. So with the full moon in Cancer, which is in squaring aspect to you, it's going to make you more emotionally sensitive. And that's one thing Aries doesn't want, is to be emotionally sensitive or to be seen that way. So you may have some weird little outbursts during this full moon time frame where you express to people how they hurt your feelings, and people will look at you like, okay, so I just reached for the butter over the table, and you'll be like, but it hurt my feelings. And you yourself will be surprised by these emotional outbursts. So be prepared for that. It's all during the Cancer full moon, and it'll go away quickly, but that's how it's going to be affecting you during this few days before Christmas. So for Aries people, as hyper and as aggressive as you guys have been and are, and action oriented, on an emotional level, that's the one piece of your life you're not going to be able to control during the new moon cycle. So don't worry about it. Just go with it. If you have an emotional outburst, probably wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. Try to just tone it down a bit when you feel it coming on. Maybe distract yourself, move in a different direction, focus in a different way, and see how things are going. Now for Taurus, it's quite interesting because with the sun in a fellow earth sign, you Tauruses are feeling comfortable, a little bit more regimented. Things are going well. Life is good. It's Taurus time because it's Capricorn time. So you get the vibe of this, but with the Cancer full moon, this makes Taurus have to get up out of its nice, cozy, comfortable bed under all of those yummy blankets and basically go and attend to other people's emotional meltdowns. So for Taurus, the week is full of you having to follow around your friends, your family members, your coworkers, and help them out of these emotional situations. So you are like a nursemaid for the emotionally upset this week. So now for Gemini, you guys are chattering, you guys are running around, and it is the season to get colds and be a little bit under the weather. So Gemini, with the full moon in Cancer, you guys are all raring to go outside, talk to people, travel around your neighborhood, and then suddenly your energy levels are slowing down. So this full moon in Cancer for Gemini is going to make you guys appear to be a little bit more sluggish than normal. That's okay. It's supposed to calm your butts down so that you don't run wild and then actually truly make yourself really sick because you haven't gotten enough sleep. So this is a check and balance protective measure for you guys. And then we jump into Cancer. So Cancer, a full moon in your sign. Safe to say that you guys are going to be a little bit more hyper, agitated, emotional, angry, upset, whatever it is, you're going to feel it. Now here's the kicker. Cancer, who likes to hide their feelings and actually retreat from people that express emotional feelings towards them. Don't pick on me, Cancer people. You know how push-pull you are. You're like, I love you, get away from me. That's a Cancer energy. This full moon is going to have you more with the I love you out there and be more in people's faces, telling them emotionally how you feel about them, which is really uncomfortable for you because it's making you vulnerable. So this full moon for Cancers is making you very vulnerable, and you actually have to deal with your own feelings, the way that you feel about things. Okay, so for Cancer, we then go to Leo. Leo, how does the Cancer full moon affect you? Well, it affects you in a really odd way. So the Cancer full moon affects Leo in a very emotionally grand way. So your Leo people are going to be throwing their Leo tantrums in grand style against their will because they're just going to get so mad underneath that they're going to explode from frustration. So for you guys during the full moon in Cancer, you're going to have to take a deep breath, understand the frustration is normal, and your time will come. It just isn't this week with the full moon in Cancer, so keep that in mind. Now for Virgo people, you Virgos during the full moon in Cancer, this is a contradiction in personalities. Cancer is emotional, moody, and feeling, and Virgo does not want to be emotional, moody, or feeling, or nurturing. They want to intellectually assess the situation. So what happens with a full moon in Cancer and you are a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising? Well, you have to deal with the emotions of other people and you have to feel them. So they're not going to come to you and say to you, I'm upset, I'm having issues. You're going to find them in a heap on the floor sobbing with snot running down their faces, their makeup, their mascara rubbed all over their faces, in their pajamas, and they can't leave their house. So Virgo, for you too this week, like Taurus, you're a little bit of a nursemaid to the people around you. You're going to find people having their meltdown. So even if you walk into Starbucks and you're going to get your coffee and you're like, this is great. I'm early for work. I'm going to get my coffee. I'm going to have a triple cappuccino. Okay, that's my drink. But anyway, I'm going to have a triple cappuccino. Life is so good. You're going to walk into Starbucks and you're going to find some little kid on the floor sobbing because he's lost his little knapsack or whatever. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I have to help this kid find his knapsack. I so want to talk to him about the last place that he left it and keeping an eye on it and being responsible. But now I'm just going to help the kid find his knapsack. So that's how the full moon week is going for you, Virgo. Now for Libra people who love to plan during the Christmas season, plan parties, plan food, bake, cook, connect, be emotional. This Cancer full moon is going to throw you for a loop. It's kind of squaring you, and it's squaring you, that is an astrological term, for the aspect that's happening for Libra, because Libra and Cancer energy squares each other. So what is happening for Libra is that you're going to find the people in your close inner circle, and even those people that you've been communicating with about plans and getting things going, everything is flipped around and you'll be like, I don't understand. I don't have time to rearrange all of this, do this differently. But that's how it's going to happen. So for this week with the Cancer full moon, you're just going to have to go with the flow. It will work out in the end, and you're going to be the steady, reasonable person in this interaction. But it isn't going to be easy because it's going to keep flipping around. So if you've made plans to meet for dinner at 5, they'll tell you 7:15 and you'll be like, but I had other plans at 7:15. And they'll tell you, no, that'll be at 10:15. You'll be like, but I have to be home. Doesn't matter, just go with the flow. This will change after the full moon. It's kind of a test to see how flexible you are. Okay, so having said that, we go to Scorpio. So Scorpio, what is this fellow water sign full moon all about for you? Emotionally, it's going to open your heart chakra. Scorpio hates that with a passion because it's going to make them vulnerable emotionally and make them tell people close to them, I miss you, I feel for you, I want this from you, I enjoyed you, I loved my first grade teacher in school, even though you're like 50 years old. You're going to be going over these things. So it's a reminiscent full moon for you. So the Cancer full moon is reminiscent, and it's going to open the doors in a lot of different directions for you to clear up emotional things and inconsistencies in your life that you haven't been able to for the past 5 months. So this Cancer full moon closes out the year in an emotional way for its fellow water sign, Scorpio. So from Scorpio, we go to Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius, the sun has been in your sign leading up to this full moon. You've been feeling it, and then the Capricorn energy comes in, which gives it a little bit of a retiring feeling for you Sagittarius, sun, moons, or risings. So with the full moon in Cancer and you being Sagittarius, this is a good combination. You're not really opposed to it. You're not really into it. It's kind of just like, okay, whatever happens. You are going to be having some mutual fun with people, observing the people in your life who are freaking out during the full moon. There's a lot you can observe and learn from this time frame, which is what's going to happen. So you're going to see people around you, whether they be at work, whether they be in your family, whether they be down the street from you. You're going to see them in a more interesting way that allows you insight into their personalities, which is a very valuable thing when you're trying to utilize your circumstances and change them. So keep that in mind. Information will be given to you during this full moon that you didn't know prior that will be useful for you to move forward in your life. Okay, so from Sagittarius, we go to the birthday sign of the month, and that is Capricorn. All right, everything is in Capricorn. It's all good for you guys. Finally, people are being serious, and we can let our hair down a bit while being serious during this month. We'll work right up until Christmas Eve. And with the Cancer full moon in your opposition, Capricorn, it's going to push you. It's going to push you from work to family, work to family, work to family. So don't be surprised, Capricorn, if somebody in your immediate environment is requiring your attention so that you have to leave work early and focus on them. That's what I would say. But it's also your birthday month, and your birthday month is all about sacrifices, at least historically, religiously. So that really goes in keeping with your ruling planet, Saturn, which is also in Capricorn, and Pluto, which is for upheavals and transformations. That is basically what this month is about. When you look at the Bible and the history of everything that's going on, it is a time for beginnings and endings and transformations. So Capricorn, you're right in keeping with that. It's just that you will have family members that tug on your heartstrings and force you to focus on them. Okay, so from Capricorn, we go to Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, you are super excited that Mars is out of your sign. So you're not quite as agitated as you have been, and you're able to move forward in your life in a good way for once without getting angry at everybody. So there's a lot of action around Aquarius. There's a lot of fun, there's a lot of action. Things are moving forward, and you are enjoying the circumstances around your environment in a very healthy, happy way. So for the first time in several months, you've got your family around you. You're able to express yourself. Keep in mind that Aquarius people don't like to express themselves exactly in a sappy, emotional way. They're not overly dramatic about it. They can be stubborn about it, but they're not overly dramatic. This Cancer full moon is going to allow you to express yourself like a dramatic, sappy person. So you're going to feel emotions you haven't felt in a while, which is really a cool thing. So from Aquarius, we go to our last sign, but not least, and that is Pisces. Pisces has taken the baton with Mars in your sign. So Pisces, this is a really interesting fellow water sign Cancer full moon experience for you, because you have more of an intention to focus on what you need to have, your needs met, what you need to have happen, and stating those intentions to people around you. Pisces can so very often float through energies. They float. They are body receptacles, emotional receptacles, energetic receptacles for the energy around them. With Mars in your sign, it gives you a little bit of toughness so you can actually articulate what you need to have happen during this Christmas season. Like, you people need to do this shit. I'm not doing it. Pisces will stand up for themselves, and that is a good full moon in Cancer. Once again, my name is Sloan, and I'll talk to you soon.